But this guitar was specially custom made. Tom had it made for me.
How long ago did you get it?
It's brand new. I just got it like probably 2 months ago. You have to check this out.
Oh yeah,
hey.
I've seen it before.
Hey, what you sporting there, Tom?
Let me see this.
It's crazy. Tell them all the modes.
We're gonna get a good profile of Jackson.
It might not be low enough. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's see what that looks like.
We're doing a test because I'm trying to figure out if I want to go with what kind of camera, and that's why I got this gimbal. So Tom here has a beast of a camera here. I don't know what this thing weighs, but it's definitely bigger than the GH5, and it's really hard to balance on this thing, but we managed to get it on it. This thing is huge, man. Look at the size of that camera. Good God, Tom. It's ridiculous, but it seems to be handling it. We couldn't get it balanced. It was too big.
Yeah, I was gonna just...
But it does seem to be handling it.
Oh, well, here's the size too. Do like a GoPro, like.
Yeah. So yeah, there to put it in spectra, there's a GoPro, and there's his camera, which is clearly probably at least 25% bigger than a GH5. But the gimbal does seem to be handling it, but I couldn't get it perfectly balanced. But the gimbal does seem to handle it. It's not making any noises. So at worst, it would just require a little more battery life. Oh, it lost it, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see how little clearance this thing is. I mean, yeah, this is way big of a camera. You would need like close to the $1,000. Okay, so you're 168. So this camera with the gimbal is
5.6 pounds. Yeah.
5.6 pounds.
Yeah.
Feels a lot heavier than that. So
are we sure?
Let's take off this.
Let's see what the camera weighs, because it should be handling that camera fine, other than the fact there's not much clearance. Do it again.
I was telling you that a pig is very rewarding, but he's really a handful.
Don't tell Robin a pig is rewarding, Tom.
If you get a pig, you just have to be patient.
You know who has a pig? Our theater in Newton has a pig. And they made that pig their mascot. And it's brilliant marketing. It actually really is. They actually, you can buy pig stuffed. They have a little, you know what's the thing that Doctor Who wears? Yeah. That little red cap thing? You don't watch Doctor Who? Okay, I'm not related to you. You don't watch Doctor Who?
No, seriously.
Why?
Well, it's a long story.
Oh, okay.
But, long story short, the problem with
famous
the pig,
last words.
The problem with the pig is it's very smart, and that's the problem.
It's very smart, and so
if you reinforce bad behavior, you're gonna have the world's worst pig.
All right, so what are we going to do today? We are going to learn or experiment with building a doublet. Now you say, what might be so special about a doublet, you ask? Because it's just, well, first it'll be my first experience with the ladder line. I've got some 450 ohm, 100 foot of it. I'll be having it right next to the tower. And probably have the radio 10 feet away from the tower, 20 feet away from the tower, so it'll be about 80 feet up. But, whoa, watch that first step. It's not just going to be a little tiny thing. Here it is. Okay, so this is one of the guide wires. This is one of the guide wires he had put in place just while he was building it, and it does not actually serve any kind of structural purpose. It was just to provide some extra safety as he built it. He just never took them down, and as you can see, it's not even tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to one of the higher sets that he has higher than this. Because this, I think, is probably only maybe 100 feet. We need about 120, 130 feet, I think, per each one. But he's got a higher set than this, I believe. But maybe not. This might be it. I think he's got one more above this. It's not structural. Anyway, we're going to take it and cut it and put have it suspended out. We're going to actually use this as the antenna, but we've got to separate it from the tower and we've got to separate it from ground. But this is going to actually be, we're going to choose this cable as the actual antenna wire connected to ladder line coming down and connecting to the tuner. So right now that's 20, 40, that's only 40 feet. That one's only 40 feet. So he's got, it's 60 feet, 80 feet. So it's probably going to be that one way up there. And that's non-structural, I think. Anyway, so I'm going to go just to the 40-foot mark right there, and I'm going to just put a jumper from the one cable and the other cable right to the ladder line, bring the ladder line down, and see what we have for an antenna. That's not going to be 160 meters, I know. That's probably about maybe 80 meters, or 40, 60 or 80, somewhere in there. I don't know. I didn't measure it, but we're going to just see what we get. And I'm not gonna separate the cable or anything. I'm gonna just tie into each cable and see if the tower even affects it at all that way. So, as I told you, I didn't take the camera up there, but I followed the ladder line up. I'm not using the gimbal right now because it's just too much of a pain. So, let's follow the ladder line up. Can you see it from here?
Are you gonna have to?
It's right about there. So I took the ladder line, and it's only about 40 feet, so it's not too heavy. I just really really tight to it speaker wire on each lead. I ran it down, and then to keep it off the ground, I just ran it across our PVC fence here. So this fence isn't metal, so no issue with that. Now I ran out of length, and I also wanted some way to plug it into my tuner. So I just grabbed this little cable I use for my little down feed that's like 10 feet long, but this is actually 75 ohm cable, and I just have this. That's all I got. So we're going from ladder line to 75 ohm. So check this out. It's not great, but that wire, so there's 80 meters. As you can see,
We just hit it just right.
it's real close to 80 meters. It's off a little bit, but I mean, what that... I can't see. It's 4.4 SWR. That's it. At 3940 is 4.4 SWR. Let's go down to 3.5. Now that's 3.6. So it's getting pretty high as you go down lower. So this wire isn't quite long enough to get all of 80 meters, but it's going to pull off. It's going to pull off the high. With a tuner, I think I can pull off the higher 80 meters. But you can see it's actually resonant right here at 4.1. This was just, but let's see how it would do with 40 and stuff like that. Let's go up. Let's zoom out here. Like I say, this was not even trying. This was like, what if I just wanted to just run a wire up? What could I get? So let's zoom out a little bit. We got, so this is 6.6 at 14.75, an SWR of 6.6. We can easily tune that. And then, so yeah, let's you know, it's not great, but let's just now see what this thing will do in practice. So let's give it a shot. Here we're on 1472, 1.4, I don't know if you're going to see this, we've got a 1.4 SWR. Let's go to a higher band, a higher frequency here on, let's go all the way up. Let's go right about, we'll just say 316. Let's see what we got. 1.2 SWR. Let's just retune it just in case. Yeah, 1.2. So we basically got the 14 meter band covered. Let's go to 10 meters. So let's see what we can do on 10 meters. .0 SWR. So we got 10 meter covered. Let's go a little higher on 10 meters. Yeah, so literally we got 10 meters. Let's go to 40 meters. .2 on 40 meters. Let's go towards the top of 40 meters. 1.3. So now let's go to 80 meters. Or let's go to, I'm not going to worry about 60. Let's go right to 80 meters. We're at the bottom end of 80 meters. Wow, 1.4 at the bottom end at 80 meters. It tuned it without even effort. Let's go to the top top of 80 meters. 1.1, 1.2. That's for kicks. This isn't long enough for 160 meters, but let's see if we can even do it. See what we got. So we're at towards the bottom of 60 meters. 160 meters, I mean. No, it's not getting it. Let's go towards the top of 160 meters. With that little quick antenna at 40 feet, we're at least doing down to 80 meters really, really well. As you saw, it was really close to resonant at 80 meters. So we're not probably going to lose a lot of efficiency. I can hook that in my computer. We may not do that today. All right, so we're going to call it quits for today. My brother's not feeling great. But I'll leave this out, and then tomorrow we're going to go ahead and probably hook the computer up to it and see what we do on a whisper test and see how far this thing reaches. Sorry for my messy screen. So I can't hear anything on 40 meters right now. It's really, really quiet. So the bands aren't great, but I am reaching from Colorado. I'm just doing a quick test here at about 35, 40 watts. Okay, so apparently I picked up these two guys. But anyway, right here and here, let me do a refresh. 40 meters, and I can't quite tune the 80 meters where it's at right now. It looks like that's it. 230 miles and 605 miles. I'm running a 1.2 SWR. I'm able to run, so I must not be getting much interference. I mean, the feed line, it must not be, because otherwise this would radiate out and knock the sound card offline. The fact that I'm doing between 20 and 50 watts there, if you just look at the little needle, means that it's pretty well going out the antenna like it should be. What did this guy hear me as? Minus 14 dB, not bad. So yeah, I'm not hearing anybody, but people are sort of hearing me, which considering I hear nothing. So I am getting some RFI this way, because it just kicked out the USB to the radio. So, I mean, there are some issues with doing it this way, but in a pinch, I guess if you needed to do an emergency transmission, it doesn't take much to get out there. But obviously this wouldn't work for running it long term. I'm going to do one other test on 20 meters. I'm going to do some of the other tests, and we'll just see what we get here. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to just say that for sure, all I've got is the equivalent of random wire. I'm just using a ladder line to do it, and terrible reception. My idea obviously was wrong, but now I have a better understanding. I had to put together in my head, and this is how you learn, right? So, all right, 73 for today. We're going to go watch some more of Lost in Space. Have a great afternoon. Talk to you later.